We proclaim him, admonishing every man, teaching every man with all wisdom, that we may present every man complete in Christ. Listen to verse 29. For this purpose also I labor, striving according to his power, which mightily works within me. I fear that Christ has become so marginalized and categorized possibly in our minds to when his name is mentioned, we think of these things. Rather than in him are hidden all the treasures and wisdom of God. To where the universe that is Christ has been minimized. Where all things pertaining to life and godliness are in the true knowledge of him has been minimized, marginalized. And thus we proclaim things thinking that things have the power to transform, when only the beholding of the Lord brings transformation. It is the seeing, though, there in that passage in Corinthians, that has the veils. What veils? The veils in my mind that has marginalized him, that has minimized him. I've been hearing that for 30 years, Terry. It's meaningless to me. That's because he hasn't been revealed. Can we hear that for a second? It's all those veils, those walls, those barriers in our theologies, in our teachings, and what we've seen and what we've heard, stripped away suddenly, and he appears. But he's not just appearing out there. You know what's hard for us prophetic people is the Lord's appearing out here has more significance than the Lord appearing in here. Paul had those appearances out there. Thank God for them. We've had those appearances out there. I've had those appearances out there, but that does not mean more to me than the revealing of the person within. Christ appearing within is the power of life. It is transformation of behavior unto the nature of him expressed. And therein is the gospel. The gospel is an expression. The gospel is about living epistles. The gospel is a fragrance of Christ everywhere we go. He must not be minimized. He is the universe of God. So, I'll just close with this one last little thing. So much more needs to be said that I don't know to say, but I remember this one experience years ago I had. You've probably heard me tell this. Some of you have, I'm sure, but in the experience, I was standing on the seashore, and I was aware that every grain of sand in the entirety of the universe was on this one shore. I could see the Lord standing to my right, looking at me. He had one blue grain of sand between these two fingers, and he was doing this with it, looking at me. Here's what he said. He said, for about the last 8,000 years, mankind has been gazing into this one blue grain of sand called the knowledge of God. And he said, you have yet to discern all of me that's in the one blue grain. He held out his left hand, that's filled with sand. Here's what he said. He quoted Deuteronomy. He said, these are the revealed things that are yours now. And then he motioned to all the sand of the entire universe on the one shore. He said, and all of that represents the beginning of the knowledge of God. And I think I know something. Better said, I think I know someone.